What happens when someone tries to control a Sigma male? Most people think they can figure you out in seconds. They see a quiet, independent man and assume they have you pegged. Oh, he's just reserved. He'll open up once I get closer. But what happens when someone tries to control a Sigma male? They assume they can manipulate, pressure, or play games with him like they do with everyone else. They mistake his silence for weakness and his calmness for submission. But then reality hits them like a freight train. The moment a Sigma male decides he's had enough, he doesn't argue, he doesn't fight, he simply walks away and never looks back. This is the turning point, the moment they realize they never had control over him at all. Psychologists say people crave control because it gives them a sense of security. They want to predict behavior, to feel like they have power over someone's decisions. But Sigma males break that system. They don't play by the same emotional rules as everyone else, making them dangerous in the eyes of those who seek control. In this discussion, we'll explore what happens when someone tries to control a Sigma male and why it always backfires. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly why people who underestimate Sigma males always regret it. The last point is absolutely crucial. It will change your perspective and maybe even your life. Make sure you watch till the end. Number 1. She tries to make him jealous, but he's completely unfazed. In the modern dating world, many women use jealousy as a tool to test a man's emotional investment, provoke a reaction, or establish dominance in the relationship. This could manifest in various ways: flirting with other men in front of him, posting revealing pictures online for attention, or casually bringing up stories about ex-boyfriends or male friends. The goal: to make him feel insecure, react emotionally, and fight for her approval. Most men fall into this trap almost instinctively. When faced with a perceived romantic threat, they often become possessive, confrontational, or needy. They might overcompensate by showering her with attention, aggressively confronting the perceived rival, or becoming insecure about their worth in the relationship. For an average man, jealousy is a natural emotional response, one that a manipulative woman can easily exploit. But a Sigma male, he doesn't even flinch. A Sigma male's mindset operates on a completely different level. He doesn't view relationships through the lens of competition, because he never competes for attention, he naturally attracts it. He is fully aware of his own worth, and he refuses to engage in petty emotional power struggles. Instead of reacting to the attempt at manipulation, he remains indifferent. Not because he doesn't care, but because he understands that jealousy is a game designed to provoke insecurity. And if there's one thing a Sigma male never tolerates, it's emotional manipulation. The result: frustration. The woman expects a response. She wants him to react, to show signs of possessiveness, or to fight for her. But all she gets is his calm, composed demeanor and an almost eerie sense of disinterest. He doesn't ask who she's texting. He doesn't check her social media. He doesn't care if she mentions an ex. And that's when she realizes she has no power over him. A Sigma male is only interested in genuine connections, not mind games. If she wants to play, she can play alone because he's already emotionally checked out. Nothing turns him off faster than someone who tries to manipulate his emotions for validation. And when she finally realizes that her tactics don't work, it's already too late. He's gone without drama, without explanation, and without a second thought. Number 2. She tries to change him, but he refuses to conform. In most relationships, men are subtly or sometimes overtly molded by their partners over time. Women, even if they don't realize it, often try to improve the man they are with. Whether it's his personality, habits, social tendencies, or lifestyle, there's almost always an effort to make him fit a certain image, an image that aligns with what she wants in a partner. For most men, this isn't a big deal. They're willing to make compromises, adjust their behavior, or even completely reshape their personalities just to keep a woman happy. They might stop hanging out with certain friends, take on hobbies they don't enjoy, or even suppress parts of their true selves just to maintain harmony in the relationship. But a Sigma male never betrays his authentic self for anyone. A woman may enter his life thinking she can fix him, maybe make him more extroverted, more emotionally expressive, or more aligned with conventional social norms. She assumes that, like most men, he will bend under the weight of her expectations. But she quickly realizes that the Sigma male is different. He doesn't change to please people, he doesn't seek external validation, and he certainly doesn't adjust his personality just to fit into someone else's ideal. If she tries to make him more social, he remains just as selective with his interactions. If she expects him to open up emotionally on command, she finds that he shares only when he chooses to, not when pressured. If she tries to push him into traditional relationship dynamics where she holds emotional power, she quickly realizes that power struggles don't work with a man who is perfectly fine walking away. This realization can be unsettling. For women who are used to having control in relationships, it's a hard pill to swallow when they realize that a Sigma male is completely self-sufficient. He doesn't need someone to complete him. He doesn't rely on a partner for happiness or fulfillment. He is his own man, and he will never compromise his identity just to make someone else comfortable. At first, this defiance can be frustrating, but over time, it becomes intriguing. Because deep down, a Sigma male represents something rare, a man who truly knows who he is and doesn't apologize for it. A man who will not be controlled, and in a world where most men are desperate for approval, that kind of quiet confidence is both intimidating and incredibly attractive. And for the woman who thought she could change him, it becomes an undeniable truth. She either accepts him for who he is, or she watches him walk away forever. Number 3. She thinks he's emotionally detached until she sees his depth. At first glance, Sigma males often appear emotionally distant, cold, reserved, and unaffected by the emotions swirling around them. They don't engage in unnecessary drama, rarely show vulnerability, and seem to operate in their own world, indifferent to the highs and lows that dominate most people's lives. To a woman who is used to men who wear their hearts on their sleeves, who get jealous, emotional, or overly invested in winning her approval, this can be confusing, even frustrating. She assumes that his lack of visible reaction means he doesn't care, that he's emotionally unavailable, or that he's incapable of deep connection. But what she doesn't realize is that a Sigma male isn't emotionless, he simply processes emotions differently. Unlike most men who react impulsively to their emotions, raising their voices when they're angry, chasing after someone when they feel insecure, or lashing out when they feel hurt, a Sigma male is the complete opposite. He internalizes his feelings, analyzing them deeply before deciding whether they are worth acting on. He doesn't argue over petty things, he doesn't chase after meaningless drama, and he doesn't waste energy on emotional outbursts that lead nowhere. But here's where the paradox comes in. When something truly matters to him, his emotional depth becomes undeniable. A Sigma male doesn't form relationships lightly. He is incredibly selective about who he allows into his life. But once he does make that choice, once he decides that someone is worth his time and energy, his loyalty, intensity, and emotional depth are unmatched. He doesn't love recklessly, he loves intentionally. He doesn't say things for effect, he speaks only when he means them. And he doesn't invest emotionally just for fun, he does it with purpose. The problem? Most women never get to see this side of him. Why? Because the moment a woman tries to manipulate, control, or play games with a Sigma male, he sees it for what it is, and he's already distancing himself before she even realizes it. By the time she understands that his silence was never indifference, but rather careful emotional control. By the time she realizes that his calm nature wasn't coldness, but rather deep self-mastery, it's too late. Because Sigma males don't give second chances to those who misjudge them. Number 4. She tries to make him dependent on her, but he thrives alone. One of the most common power dynamics in relationships is emotional dependency. Some women consciously or unconsciously try to make a man need them in order to maintain control. This can take many forms, encouraging him to rely on her emotionally so that he feels incomplete without her. Subtly isolating him from his friends and social circle so she becomes his primary source of connection. Positioning herself as the emotional center of his world, making him dependent on her validation, her affection, and her presence. Even financially influencing him, offering support or encouraging him to take steps that make him more reliant on her. This strategy works on most men because the vast majority crave companionship, approval, and emotional security. They want to feel wanted, needed, and essential in a relationship. But a Sigma male, He is the worst possible target for this tactic. Why? Because he doesn't need anyone to feel complete. A Sigma male is a self-contained system, fully independent in every aspect of his life. He thrives in solitude, grows in isolation, and finds peace in his own company. While other men fear being alone, he embraces it. And the moment he senses that a woman is trying to make him dependent, whether emotionally, financially, or socially, his natural response is to pull away. Instead of clinging tighter, he detaches. Instead of seeking reassurance, he becomes even more Instead of falling into the trap, he recognizes it before it even fully forms. And here's where the problem lies for the woman trying to control him. The more she tries to make herself indispensable to him, the faster he proves that she isn't. She expects that by making him reliant on her, she will gain control over him. But instead, she learns the hard way that a Sigma male never allows himself to be controlled. The moment he feels like someone is trying to cage him, he's already planning his exit. And when a Sigma male leaves, he doesn't leave with bitterness or regret, he leaves without looking back. Because he never needed her in the first place. And that realization, it's devastating. Number 5, she underestimates his boundaries until he enforces them. Most men compromise too much in relationships, bending over backward, letting things slide, allowing their partner to dictate the dynamic. Sigma males don't play that game. From the start, a Sigma male sets clear, unspoken boundaries. He knows his worth and doesn't let anyone, not even a beautiful woman, disrespect him. If she cancels plans last minute expecting him to always be available, he doesn't chase. If she tries to dictate how he spends his time, he ignores her demands. If she crosses a line once, he gives a warning. If she does it again, she's gone. No second chances, no dramatic arguments, just a clean, silent exit. And by the time she realizes he's serious, it's too late. Sigma males don't fear losing women, they fear losing themselves. That's why when they leave, they never look. Number 6. She thinks he's emotionally weak until he shows his true strength. One of the biggest mistakes a woman can make with a Sigma male is assuming he's weak just because he's calm. Most men wear their emotions on their sleeves. If they're upset, you know it. If they're angry, they explode. If they're hurt, they sulk. But a Sigma, he internalizes. He processes, he calculates. At first, she thinks this means he's easy to control. Since he doesn't lash out, argue over small things, or seem rattled, she assumes she can get away with anything. Wrong. If he realizes she's trying to manipulate him, he detaches. If he sees she doesn't respect him, he cuts her off. If she betrays his trust, she's out of his life before she even realizes what happened. No closure, no last conversation, just a ghost in the wind. And that's when it hits her, he wasn't weak. He was in control the entire time. She thought she could play him, but in reality, she played herself. Number 7. She tries to play mind games, but he sees right through them. Some women use subtle manipulation in relationships: silent treatment, guilt tripping, gaslighting. They expect men to react emotionally, to play along, to chase. And with most men, it works. But a Sigma male is immune. He doesn't just listen to words, he reads between the lines. He watches body language, micro-expressions, tone shifts. He notices when actions don't match words. He senses manipulation before it even happens. If she ghosts him to test his reaction, he doesn't even notice. If she gives him the cold shoulder, expecting him to beg for attention, he simply walks away. If she tries to guilt trip him, he stares at her unblinking, waiting for her to realize how ridiculous she sounds. His lack of reaction drives her crazy. She's used to men panicking when she withdraws affection, to having emotional leverage. But with a Sigma male, she's powerless. That's when frustration sets in, the facade cracks, and she realizes he's not like the others. At this point, she has two choices: adapt to his energy or lose him forever. Most can't handle it, and they walk away, realizing they never had any power over him to begin with. Number 8. She thinks his independence is just an act until he walks away without regret. Some women are used to men pretending to be independent, acting like they don't need anyone while secretly craving validation and approval. Sigma males don't pretend. They truly don't need anyone. Their self-worth isn't tied to how many people like them, how much approval they get, or how many women they can attract. They move through life on their own terms. At first, she assumes it's just a front, a tactic to make himself seem more mysterious. So she starts testing him. She pulls away emotionally, expecting him to react. He doesn't. She flirts with other guys to make him jealous. He doesn't care. She tries to get inside his head, make him doubt himself. He remains unshaken. Then it happens, she crosses the wrong line. Maybe she tries to control him too much, disrespects him, or plays one-to-many games. And instead of fighting for the relationship, he simply leaves. No arguments, no desperate pleas, just a clean, quiet exit. And suddenly, she realizes the truth. He was never pretending. He really didn't need her. He wasn't playing hard to get. He was hard to get. And now she never have him again. Number 9. She assumes he's like other men until he proves her wrong. Most women have been conditioned to believe all men are the same. They assume every guy will put them on a pedestal, tolerate bad behavior, and stick around no matter what. But when they meet a Sigma male, everything they thought they knew gets shattered. She expects him to seek her validation. He doesn't. She expects him to get emotionally reactive. He stays composed. She expects him to chase. He walks away. And once she realizes this, she has two choices. Respect him and meet him at his level. Lose him forever. Most women can't handle it. They're used to control. They're used to men who will do anything to keep them. But a Sigma male doesn't play that game. If she tries to test him, control him, or break him, she's the one who ends up broken. Because when she finally realizes he's the rarest kind of man, it's already too late. Number 10. She thinks he'll break without her, but he moves on instantly. One of the biggest mistakes people make about Sigma males is assuming that they will crumble after a breakup. Many women, especially those who thrive on control, believe that if they walk away, the Sigma male will be heartbroken, lost, or desperate to win them back. They expect him to chase, to apologize, to linger in pain, or to make some grand gesture to prove how much he misses them. But reality, it's far different. A Sigma male processes loss differently than most. Unlike men who drown in self-pity, who replay past conversations looking for answers, or who beg for second chances, a Sigma male takes a completely different approach. He doesn't dwell on what could have been. He doesn't waste his time agonizing over what went wrong or fantasizing about fixing it. He doesn't beg for another chance. He understands that if something ended, it was meant to, and there's no point in forcing what isn't natural. He doesn't spiral into depression. While others struggle to regain their sense of self after a breakup, a Sigma male never loses his identity in the first place. Instead, he acknowledges the situation, learns from it, and moves forward without hesitation. This is what truly shocks people. Most men get stuck in an emotional loop, replaying what went wrong, trying to fix things, or clinging to memories. They struggle with closure, spending weeks, sometimes months, hoping for reconciliation. But a Sigma, the moment he decides it's over, it's over. No regrets, no looking back, no late-night texts seeking closure. Just a quiet, confident step into the next chapter of his life. And this is what destroys women who thought they had control over him. She thought she was irreplaceable, but to a Sigma male, no one is. She expected him to be shattered, to reach out, to prove that he couldn't live without her. But instead, she's faced with the cold, hard truth. She never had power over him. Not then, not now, not ever. And by the time she realizes what she's lost, it's already too late, because the Sigma male, he's already moved on, stronger, wiser, and completely unbothered. Final thoughts. The Sigma male's power lies in his detachment. The moment a Sigma male decides he's done, it's already too late. No warnings, no second chances, no dramatic exits. Just a silent, irreversible disappearance. And that's what makes him different. If you're a Sigma male, you already know this feeling. You've been the one to walk away. You've seen people underestimate you, try to control you, and then crumble when they realize you were never theirs to own. Let this be a reminder: your silence is your weapon, your absence is your power, and your ability to leave is what makes you truly free. So don't waste your energy on people who try to control you. Let them play their games with someone else. Stay sharp, stay independent. and never let anyone take your power. If you found this video insightful or relatable, why not join our growing community? Subscribe to the channel for more content exploring the mindsets, traits, and behaviors of Sigma males. Your engagement helps us dive deeper into these unique perspectives. Be sure to like this video if it resonated with you, share it with someone who might appreciate it, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Remember, as a Sigma male or someone inspired by their path, staying true to yourself is the ultimate strength. Keep evolving, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.